Hello everyone and welcome to my corner of the world. So Sunday, we're in October and it's the 6th already. So today, well, I wasn't here last week and I'll tell you a little bit of behind of that as we go through. But while I was away, I had a delivery from Stampin' Up, and this was a stamp set I got. So it's perfect. It's right up my street. It's got images, it's got words, and look, it's got a dotty stamp. So it's perfect for me. So if you are out there, maybe you'll just go ahead and in the live chat, let me know that you're there so I know I'm not talking to myself this Sunday. And just to remind you that my lives are all about how I've had an idea, I've had a thought throughout the week. And so I pull together some supplies and then we'll design it. Hello, Gwen. Oh, and Jenna Marie, you're back again. Hello from Boston. So, as I said, we'll work through the idea together and see what we come up with. So, as I say, I wasn't here last week and I wasn't here the week before, although I did have an opportunity to do a card, and I did a video. This was the card that I did, which I had put out on the day that I normally do my live. And my husband and I had the opportunity to go and see some friends who live in Pennsylvania. So, and kind of up in your part of the world, Jenna Marie there. So we took the opportunity and we drove all the way there and all the way back. So we did about 3,000 miles, just over 3,000 miles, and we went through 11 states. We were going to be coming back via Asheville until that terrible, terrible catastrophe that's happened in that part of the world, and we send our prayers to them. So instead of spending 3 days in Asheville, we kind of came back, so we're back 3 days earlier than we planned. So, as I say, this was waiting on the doorstep when I got home, and as I say, it's a lovely stamp set. It's perfect for me, and I thought I would do a one-sheet wonder. If you're not familiar with those, you soon will be, and if you are, then sing along in the live chat and sort of shout out some suggestions on what we can do. Now, I've got florals, but you can see I've also got blue card. And I'm thinking about outside the box, we're going to use some blues. So I've pulled some blues out of my stash. And I've got Night of Navy, Misty Moonlight and Boho Blue. And then I pulled a couple of greens. Old Olive, been around forever, and Mossy Meadow, which I think's probably been around for the best part of 10 years, thinking about it. So those are my colours. I may or may not use all of those, but that's what I pulled. Now, I haven't used this stamp set. All I've done is to take and put my labels on the back and stick them on some blocks. And we've got some lovely triple flowers, single flowers, favourite dotty stamp. And then we've got some leaf stems, and that's sort of a leaf with some sort of, I don't know, twiddly bits coming out the top of it. And then just a little blossom. Okay, so let's start with our one sheet wonder. All right, oh, excuse me. Okay, the last time I did a live, I sounded like a bullfrog, because it seems that I'm allergic to one of the trees in our backyard, and I was in a terrible state. Well, we only got back from Pennsylvania yesterday, and if the tree is still giving me trouble, it hasn't actually made me sick yet. So I'm just hoping and praying that I continue to be okay. Right, so here are my blues, and as I say, we're going to do a one sheet wonder. Now, if you're not familiar with a one sheet wonder, what we're going to do is we're going to take this piece of cardstock and we're going to stamp on it, and then I'm going to cut it into pieces, and then we're going to use that as the focal part of our cards. So we get to make more than one card out of one sheet. So that's what's so wonderful about it, if you follow my drift. Now, I've got a piece of scrap paper here, because at the moment we can't really see that, and we won't see it on there. But I'm just thinking about these colours. So let's have a quick experiment to see how these stamps look. There. So now, these are what they call distinctive stamps. And what I mean by that is that the stamp is sort of molded at different levels, so that you get dark bits and light bits. So you get sort of texture and dimension all in one go. So that's using the Mossy Meadow. And I'm thinking that I can use this boho blue. Is it called? Yeah, boho blue for my dots, because that's quite bright, light, and I can always stamp off and do a lighter one. Got to be careful with that one. Look, it's easy to get a halo with that one. So let's just clean that one up. So once we know what we're going to get from these stamps, then we can go ahead and make a dirty dive into our one sheet wonder. So I clean that up, ready for when I do it in a minute. Now then I've got this pretty blossom. So, you know, we can probably build something up like that. That looks quite nice. And I'm thinking, how about this flower here? So as I say, we're experimenting at the minute just to build up. That's quite nice. I quite like that effect. What's your thoughts? So let's get these out of the way. And then, so this is the old olive. There we go. So we can always slot like an old olive in. And then, if we really want to go crazy and have 5 different colours, there's this one here. And for me personally, I like to sort of have the smaller ones, the smaller stamps in the darker colours. Now I'm starting to think I'm not so fond of that Mossy Meadow. Anyway, what do you think of that colour combo? Do you think that's workable? It takes a few moments for your comments to come through, so just I'll give you a moment. Okay, so there we have a bit more of a close-up. Hopefully that is working for you as well. Okay, right, so let's make a start. So here is just a piece of cardstock. It's just 8.5 by 11, and you can start these either way. You can go from the corners and in, or you can go from the middle out. I'm going to go from the middle out, and I'm not going to get hung up about making sure that it is centered exactly, because it doesn't matter. So there's our starting point, approximately in the middle. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to build my pattern so it kind of goes crosswise like that. So I'm going to pop another one there, another one here, another one there, and we'll do another one up here. Right, so that gives me my base there, and let's see what we can do next. So our next biggest one is this one, and if I go back to my sample, I did that one in a paler blue. So let's see how that looks. I think I need to probably put that a little bit closer in. Let's see. Let's pop one up there. And there. Oh drat, look, I got a halo. Darn. I'll try and find a way of covering that one up. There. So maybe, I don't know if I need one there. So if I keep my eye on that, you can see that that's kind of, oh, and I need something here. Like that. Okay, how am I doing so far? Right, now we've got this little blue one here. And I don't think I'm going to do that one just yet. What I'm going to try and do now is this one. So these leaves, because I've got some big spaces that I want to try and fill here. Hello everyone, as you just joined me, I really appreciate you choosing to spend some time with me today. I'm using a stamp set that is brand new to me for the very first time. I am not sure what we're going to end up with, but we're working on a one sheet wonder, and I decided that I was going to do some really curious color combo. I'm going to have got blue flowers. So you can see I'm not necessarily trying to repeat everything or duplicate everything. This is my center point going across here, and the plan is to sort of leave a corner empty, because that's where I'm going to put my that is where I'm going to put my greeting or my bow or whatever it is I end up creating to go here. Right, so The only thing that would make this stamp set better is if I could see through it, like it was a photopolymer one. Then I could see, although it doesn't matter if it overlaps a bit, does it really? Right, let's fill some more gaps. So this is the darker green, this is like the mossy meadow. There we go. This is coming in. Let's see, let's put you up that way. Right. So we'll just have something up here. And let's put one there. Okay, so that's that. Now I've got that, I can fill some little bits in. I am just going to clean off this little stamp because my blue ink pad is nice and juicy, and I don't want to get any overstamp. Right, let's see. Right. This is super. This is so restful, so restful. We need to put one maybe up there a bit, although I'll probably trim that when I trim it down. Let's see what else we can put in. Now then, I've still got my corners clear, so I'm happy about that. So maybe I can put another one in there. And maybe I can put one down in here. And we're building that up. Really nice now. Okay, so if you think this is going the right way, perhaps you'll go ahead, give it a little thumbs up there so that we know we're going in the right direction. Now, while I've been working, I've been thinking, and where's that piece of paper? I've been wondering whether or not with this dotty stamp, I could do it full strength, I could do it half strength, which isn't a lot of difference. But the other thing I thought of is just to bring in the basic beige. I wondered if that would be a better contrast. What do you think? You know, I think I'm liking it. I think I am liking it. So, what we're going to do, we're going to go and fill in the spaces. Like that. So I'm stamping once and then stamping twice without re-inking. think that's going the direction I want it to go. All right, we need something down here. And let's see where else we've got a gap that we could do with filling. There's one up there. And there's that overstamp thingy that I did. I'm just going to put some extra dots there. Nobody will be any the wiser. They won't see that. She says with her fingers crossed. Oh, hello Alyssa. Thank you for joining me. Where are you joining me from? Okay, I think I've probably got enough dots. Maybe I'll just do another one here. There. I got some white gaps there. Don't like the white gaps, so I'm just going to stamp off everything and just fill in those gaps. Alabama, well, welcome. Despite my accent, I'm from North Texas, or that is where I live now and have done for the last 23 years, come the 24th of October. So, did you have any bad effects from Hurricane Helene? I sincerely hope not. Right, so I am going to trim this down to 10.5. So I'm going to make sure that all my beautiful stamping is now still centered without stamping, you know, cutting off too much. So we're going to cut 1/4 inch off of each side, like that. In fact, I think I need to cut more off if I'm going to do what I thought I was going to do. But hey, I've already done that bit, so that must be 10.25. So, oh no, this needs to be 8. Hello, Susan from Pottsboro. Oh, just up the road from me. Right, so if my math is correct, that should now be 10.5, which it is. So, I was going to layer this onto Night of Navy. So if I make these, I've got to make these like 4 by 5.25. So 4 by 5.25. These are just some half pieces. For some reason, I had in my stash. So we're going to go 4 by 5.25. So that gives me my layers. Oh, it went round you. Oh, well, when we were up in Pennsylvania, we had rain solid for about 5 days, which, according to our friends, was like the fallout. So, yeah, that was terrible. And as I said at the beginning, you know, we'd originally planned to come back via Asheville because we'd seen programs about it on the TV, and various people have said how beautiful it was. And as I said, we were really looking forward to visiting, but there you go, it wasn't to be. Okay, now if I cut this at 5, so this needs to be, okay, so I need to take a little bit extra off of each side because I want this to be layered, so that needs to come back down to 10, and then this I can take, okay, so 3 and 3 is 3/4 plus 3 3/4 is 7.5. If anybody is checking my math, there. So now, if everything has gone to plan, I should get 4 pieces that are like this, there. So each of my cards is going to be slightly different, but they're still going to be sort of the same. So with this, you can actually get 4 cards. Now, I'm going to just do this one. I'll do one. How are we doing for time? Oh, we're doing quite good. I like to try and keep my lives to about 45 minutes maximum, because I recognise that you have other things to do with your day. So we don't want to. Now this one, this has got a lot, this has got a nice gap where we can put our greeting, and this one has got a lot going on. So let's do these 2 and see how we get on, like that. Right, so there's those 2. And I guess it doesn't really matter. I can have them going any way that I want. And we're going to put them on some of the boho blue. So I'm going to score this at 4 1/4. And then cut it at 5 1/2. So that gives me those, and then I'm going to just, since I got my cutter out, good choice, yes, it's one of my favourite blues, and it's only going to be with us for about another, well, till about May of next year. So this one I'm going to do slightly differently. And I'm going to score there, and so these are gonna, this is going to be like a 10th fold. Right, so I got all my bases now. So what I could do, I didn't line that up terribly well. Let's just squeeze that down. So we could do that. That looks quite good, doesn't it? So we can just make that literally a very simple card. So we go back to our stamp set, and There we go. Oh, that's too big. Darn. That would have been lovely. That just says, wishing I were there to give you a hug. Okay, what about this one? This one is sending love your way. So I won't be able to stamp it directly onto the card. There's one here that says missing you and the other says thanks. So I suppose I could put just a quick thanks there, couldn't I? But that looks a bit lost. Thank you. I'm glad you like this. So sending, maybe I can just get a little. Okay. Let's see, there's a scrap of card here. So let's see if we and let's use the Night of Navy because it's a stronger colour. Now, wish me luck, see if I can get this lined up. There we go. Fingers crossed, everyone. Oh, not bad. Not good, but not bad. Right, so we'll just trim it down a tiny bit. Yep. So as long as I can't see the ink through the groove, cutting groove, I know I'm going to be in a good place. That's not bad, is it, after all? And we won't do anything too fancy with that, but we can pop that there, sending love your way, and we'll just attach it with some sticky pads. Okay, across the middle and rhinestones in the white space. Okay. I'm going to go with your suggestion and we'll see how it comes out. Across the middle and put some rhinestones. See, you're right, but I always wonder, I think to myself, I'm going to cover up my beautiful stamping, but you know, it doesn't matter, does it? Like that. Is that what you had in mind? And rather than rhinestones, look what I've got. I have got these, they're called drusies, which I remember, oh look how sparkly they are, which I remember from my days when I did, well, I suppose it's the easiest way to call it geology, although I did what was called inorganic sciences. I remember those having something called drusies. Okay, is this going the way that you thought, Jen Marie? Yes? No? Maybe? Tell you what we're going to do now though, because our friends we went to stay with, fellow Brits like ourselves, we had a lovely time with them, and then yesterday she contacted me to say that she had fallen over and she had smacked her face something awful. So I am going to use this card, and I'm going to use this. This is going to be perfect. Let's see, I need a proper different block. I'm going to use this on my inside piece. I don't usually put words inside my cards. But I'm going to do that. Ooh. Wish I was there to give you a hug. So it's perfect. Perfect, perfect. So there's one card. Like that. So what do you think? I think it's pretty. Right, so how am I doing for time? So we've gone just over half an hour. So this one, how about some silver ribbon? Stagger the rhinestones more. How do you mean? Let's see, is this what you mean? So that one's probably in the wrong place, isn't it? I suppose I could put a couple of extra on there. Let's see, maybe I could put another one down there to pull that through, and then maybe one up there. How's that? There we go. All right, so let's do this one quickly. And at the moment, we're just using the pieces as they come off the, as they be cut. Better, okay, good, thank you. So, let's see, we could put this across like that. Now, there is a die set that coordinates with this stamp set, but I didn't want to confuse with anything more. So we're going to not leave, we're going to, let's see, maybe this one I'll do on this size. I think that looks better there. And maybe what we will do with this one's going to be a very quick one. Right, where's my thingy? We'll just do a quick thanks. And I'm going to do it in the dark blue again. I'm just going to pop that across there, like that. Because we don't want any struggling to get things straight again. I did it once today. Okay. Right. Okay. There's our, just gonna pop that through like that. Oh, boo, I managed to get that twisted, but not for long. Tell you what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna get me a glue dot. Here we go. And if I get that flattened and stick it underneath my knot, it should look better. So back with the sticky pads. gosh, you know, it's like touching 90 outside here today. It really is. It's October, that's for darn sure. Not weather-wise. We haven't had an awful lot of rain in an awful long time. So the gardens are suffering. Okay, so that's going to be 5 1/4 by 4. We'll just stick that little flower. I love this little flower. We're going to just stamp the little flower like that. Stick it inside. So, can anybody suggest what we could do with our other 2 pieces? So we could just make 2 more like this. Or we could try something a little wilder. Let's see. Let's get these little drusies in there. I just love these. Look at that. They're sort of a pinky gold as well. There. So there's number 2. So what do we think to that one? So there's 2. And then what did I do with my other pieces? Here's my other pieces. Now, any suggestions? Otherwise, we're just do as the same to the other ones. But you know, you can let your imagination go wild with these. So there's my card base. I'm just going to try one idea. I'm going to try one idea here, and we'll see if it works. So I'm getting a bit of a mess here. My workbench looks like a bomb hit it. Let's see what we can do. Right. Right. Now then. Let's see. We can cut this, because I said, can you see that bit? That's the overstamp that I didn't like. So I said I could try and do something to get rid of it. So let's see. Let's do something. We cut that at 2 1/2. Like that. So that leaves 2 1/2. So if we cut this at 2 3/4, okay, so that gives me that. And then this, I can cut maybe, that was 2 1/2, wasn't it? So I can cut this to a square. And I'm going to cut another piece off of here. So that's 2 1/2. So I'm going to cut this down to 2 1/4. Like that. So cut that down to 2 1/4. Yeah, 3 slices. I'm going to do 2 slices on this one, but you're with me. Yeah, or I'm with you, depending on which way you look at it. But yeah, we could do 3 slices. So let's see what this one comes like. Let's get these stuck down. Right. One. I mean, we can do this one without a greeting on it at all. That would be interesting, wouldn't it? And then we can take this and do like this. What do you think? Okay. I love the blues, especially the navy. Yes. Yes, navy is one of my favourites. Navy and vanilla, that used to be one of my mum's favourite combinations. Right, so we're just going to put some stamp dots on here because we're going to have some blue showing, and I don't want it to be undecorated because that ain't the way I roll. So if we perhaps do that. How about that? I think I like that. What do you think? Does that work? Or do... Right, so this one I'm going to stick down flat. And then this one I'm going to pop up on some sticky pads. And I'm not going to put a greeting on this one. So this can be my any occasion card. You know, when that day comes when you think, oh my goodness me, I forgot such and such and such and such. And then you've got the perfect card. What do I do with that? Okay. So I'm carrying on using silver because I think silver goes so well with the blues. So we just do a middle piece for this one. And so this needs to be 5 1/4 by 4. And I'm just going to use that little blue one again because that leaves plenty of room to write your to you love from me. And you see, this card will work that way or that way, but we're going to do it this way today. Executive decision by the person who's got the glue in her hand. So, one, two, three. We've got 3 cards now. And I'm just 10 minutes short of an hour. So let's just do a quick one. Let's just do, as Jenna Marie said, let's do let's do 1 1/4, 1 1/2, and then 1 1/4, and see how that works. Now then, we've got to keep those in order like that. So that means if all else works, that's 1 1/4. So that needs to, the first one here needs to be 1 1/2. There. This one I said was, this got to be 1 3/4. And then the last one is 1 1/2. Okay, so we're going to whiz through this one. Really whiz through this just to make sure that we don't go too far over. Right, how are we doing? Ribbon. Where do you suggest I put the ribbon on it? Jenna Marie. Do you mean on the 3rd or this one? Okay. Now then, we're going to have to decide whether we do it like across the bottom. Okay, we could do that across this one if you like. How about that? Okay. Now then, I tell you what I'm going to do. I'm going to put some ribbon on this one, but I'm going to kind of do it a little bit different. Just because. So this one goes there. So let's put some of this ribbon across the bottom. Clear the space like this. And this is my last one. Right. So with these, I do like the outside ones first. Like that. And then I do the inside one last. And that way I don't run out of space and I can center it up. Like this. And then we're going to do a cheeky little bow underneath to go under on the piece of ribbon that we put on the bottom. Like that. And what did I do with my, there they are, my little glue dots. Oh, Eastern Girls Crafting. Well, welcome. Thank you very much. I'm glad you think it looks pretty. Now, I'm not going to necessarily put a greeting on this one, although I could put it up there if I wanted to. And maybe that little one that says missing you would make a good one, wouldn't it? Let's just do this. So this is going to be my to you, love from me. I'm just going to, there it is. Let's clear all my rubbish. Stick this inside. Oh, well, welcome to the world of card crafting. It certainly swallowed me up for over 20 years. Yeah, go ahead. Oh, Wink of Stella. Where Wink of Stella? Where Wink of Stella? For those of you who are not familiar with Wink of Stella, it's a liquid glitter and it's a solvent, so it dries really quickly. So we could put a little bit on here. It does make the ink bleed slightly, but that's fine. So I put a little bit on there. See if it, I don't know, does it pick it up? But yeah, it's got to be done, ladies. We've got to be consistent. We're going to put some more of these druzy crystals on there. There. Okay, so here we are. We have got 4 cards from our one sheet wonder. So let me just bring in the camera so that you can, hopefully that doesn't make you feel too seasick. So there we are. So we started with a plain piece of white card. We used our stamps to build up a pretty pattern using varieties of blue and green. And we've got 4 really very pretty cards. Well, I'm glad you enjoyed it, Eastern Girls Crafting. If you have, perhaps you'll go ahead, give me a thumbs up and subscribe if you don't currently subscribe to my channel. I certainly appreciate you choosing to spend some time with me today. I am planning next week with another live, same time, 1 o'clock Central. And so I'll be spending some time this week what we might do. So once again, thank you so much for joining me. Those of you who've watched and commented, and those of you who've watched, I'm truly grateful for you joining me today. Thank you and bye-bye for now. Thank you. Thank you very much, Eastern Girls Crafting. Bye-bye now.